As a natural makeup lover, I take my one and done eyeshadows very seriously because in my opinion, there's nothing quite like having that eyeshadow that just gives everything to you with just one swipe. You don't have to put in a lot of effort, and for the most part, it always looks natural. One and done eyeshadows are incredible. There are so many out there. I've talked about some of my favorites in the past, but that was a video I did years ago. You can go check it out if you want. It still stands today, but I have an updated list. I have some new eyeshadows that I want to talk about. I'm very excited. I have a little bit of everything for everyone, different price points, different levels of intensity, and I'm very excited to talk about these with you guys because I'm so passionate about one and done eyeshadows. So if you're looking for your next eyeshadow that's gonna get the job done easily, even if you're a beginner, you've come to the right place. Let's talk beauty. Now, if you've gotten to this point and you have no freaking idea what a one and done eyeshadow is, let me quickly explain. To me, a one and done eyeshadow is an eyeshadow that you can apply and get a full look out of it. It doesn't matter if it's matte, if it's shimmery, if it's glittery, metallic. The whole point is you can get like a full look. It doesn't need a lot of tweaking, and for the most part, it's very easy to apply. You can keep your one and done eyeshadows as natural or as bold and crazy as you want. You could do like a one and done eyeshadow with a blue eyeshadow, you know what I mean? But you could also use a very soft taupe. So it really depends on what you're looking for. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? One and done. Let's talk about some of my favorites now, starting with the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Waterproof Liquid Pigment. These are matte. I have two shades right here. I use the shade Exposed, I believe. Yeah, Exposed. I use this one all the time. Now, these are pigments, so you can use them everywhere you want. I've used this as a blush and as an eyeshadow, and it's like my perfect, like taupey purple for my skin tone. I love it. I've talked about it a lot. I also have the shade Rustic, which is this orangey shade that isn't nearly as used because this is not like my everyday color, but these are beautiful. They are very easy to use once you get the hang of them. They're waterproof and they're very long lasting. So it takes a bit of a learning curve with them, but once they're on your eye, they're set, they're matte, they look fantastic. And there are a lot of other shades and other finishes as well. So if you're not into the matte and you're into the shimmer, there are so many colors you can choose from. You can choose metallics, you can choose foiled eyeshadows, they even have like a glossy one, I think, or like a glossy range. So this has something for everyone, quite literally. The formula never fails me. Danessa Myricks does incredible products, and this is just one that I go back to time and time again, especially this color, and it never fails me, especially for travel. It's just like my perfect, like smoky, but not too dark eyeshadow that gives me a little extra oomph to my eyes. Another eyeshadow that I freaking love is a Jillian Dempsey lid tint. I don't remember the name. Maybe it's Shell. I will leave everything linked down below as always, but there's no name in the back. This I love to use when I'm going for something super natural. First of all, it smells unreal, but when I want something very, very natural, like barely there shimmer, I'm gonna go for this one. It almost gives me like that wet look once it's lived in my eyes for a little bit and mixed with my oils, and that's something that I love because this is very comfortable. The shimmer is very fine, almost pearly. There's not a lot of chunky shimmer or glitter in this. It is literally like a barely there eyeshadow. If you're looking for something that's super, super natural to wear every day, at least for me with my skin tone, this almost melts into it and creates like a seamless look. If you have a deeper skin tone, this could probably be more of a contrasting color for you. But for me, it works as that like perfect pearly everyday shade. I could even almost use this as a highlighter. That's how like finely milled the shimmer is. The formula is a little harder. It's not super like creamy, which I love. It's kind of like a cream to powder, and it lasts a long time on the eyes. It looks beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, and the pan is huge. These are not super affordable, but you get a lot of product and it's very easy to use. So I would say if you're looking for something uber natural, check out the Jillian Dempsey lid tints and find the color that suits you perfectly. If you want something super affordable and playful, I would recommend the Canmake Tokyo Jewelry Shadow Veils. I got these while I was in Japan last year, and with these you get kind of like an eyeshadow, like a metallic-y eyeshadow and a shadow topper. It's kind of hard to see which is which, to be completely honest with you. I have the shade 01 and 06. This one is more of like a stark shimmer and it's kind of silvery white, and this is more like a champagne-y pink. Now these are by far the most affordable eyeshadows I have on here, and they're not the most elegant eyeshadows, but they get the job done. I really enjoy them. They're very loose though, so there will be a lot of fallout. I recommend using a primer, but I love that you get both like more of a shadow and then a shadow topper. I love to use these on their own, and it gives me that like very sparse glitter look, which I love. You can obviously like pack these on and make a more dramatic eye look if that's what you're looking for, but for the most part for me, I do like that scattered glittery look. They have more colors in the range, but these two are amazing. You can probably get them online if you're not in Japan, but if you're ever in Japan and you're looking for something that's a little more glittery, more fun to play with, and low risk because it's very affordable, I would recommend these. Next, let's talk about the About Face eyeshadows. These, I'm very passionate about these, and I've talked about at least the mattes a lot. Okay, I've talked about them a lot. I have some colorful shades, but this is by far my favorite. This is the matte fluid eye paint in the shade Smell Before Rain. And this is the perfect taupe shade for me. I cannot tell you how many times I've used this as like a very subtle smoky eye, just applying this to my lid, blending with my finger. It is so easy to use, some of the best cream eyeshadows in the market, and I really like love the formula because it is long lasting, but it isn't hard to blend, and it builds up really well, even though you don't really need to build up this product. It has like enough pigment for like one swipe. They have so many colors to choose from, so I recommend finding the one that's like your perfect everyday nude if you want that like subtle smoky eye. For me, it's this one. But then we also have the fractal eye paints. I have the shades Tin Pan Alley and then Retract or Refract. These are a different formula than the mattes altogether. They are shimmers. Some of them are a little more metallic than others, and they're kind of dry shimmers, which I don't mind, to be honest with you, because that gives more of that like scattered glitter look that I enjoy, but you could also like pack the punch with them if you want something more dramatic. I love to use these on their own. I love to use them on top of other eyeshadows to just amp up a look, and they give that very beautiful, reflective, almost wet look. I don't reach for these as much as I do the matte, simply because I prefer that formula, but this formula is also great if you like more shimmers as opposed to mattes. And again, they have a good array of colors. If you want something super crazy, they have the crazy colors, but if you want something more subtle, they have the more subtle colors. I think these are worth your money 100%. Next, I want to talk about probably one of my favorite discoveries at the drugstore ever, and probably my favorite one and done eyeshadows at the moment, the E.l.f. Finest Fleck Glitter Eyeshadows. I have the shade Champagne Showers and Pop of Pink. Champagne Showers is more of your like everyday champagne color, and then Pop of Pink, I don't know why it's called Pop of Pink because to me it's a little bit more purple, but it does have the pink reflect. These are less than $10, I want to say, and they're so elegant. They are so nice. They're that like not quite like putty, but they're a little bit creamy, but they're dry, and they're so freaking gorgeous on your eyes. Again, this is a shadow that you can manipulate to give you the look that you want. If you want something that is very subtle, you can go in with a little bit and really spread it out. It gives you again that like elegant like shimmery glitter. If you want to pack a punch though, you can apply these very intensely and it gives you almost a wet look. It is gorgeous. I cannot tell you how many times I've used these on their own in the last few weeks. Like, they're so easy to use. I cannot tell you how high quality these are, and for the price, I know e.l.f. does so many things right, but I feel like nobody is talking about these eyeshadows, and I feel like people need to. Even like the packaging looks luxe. I am obsessed with these. They're so easy to use. They're easy to incorporate into other eye looks, but if you're just looking for your one and done, guys, start with these. If you only pick up one product from this whole video, I would say it's the e.l.f. ones because they're like the lowest risk price-wise and the greatest like bang for your buck, like the greatest benefit. These are incredible. Listen, I never hear people talking about Inglot, and I need to talk about the AMC Pure Pigment eyeshadows. I have two shades right here, 115 and 112. One is like a very purpley multi-dimensional glittery eyeshadow, and one is more like a champagne pink multi-dimensional eyeshadow. Now these are pigments, they're a bit messy, but they're gorgeous, beautiful, incredible, amazing. I don't reach for these as much as I do some of the others because again, they're messy, they're not as convenient as the others, but boy are they beautiful. As I said, multi-dimensional. They have like a lot of colors in one, and that gives your eye look a lot of interesting shifts when you just use these on their own. I love to use these as shadow toppers or whenever I need something very, I could go and pack the punch if I wanted to, but if I want something very light with a lot of interest, I will go for these and just like scatter the color all over my lids, and it looks gorgeous. As like an inner corner highlight, these look gorgeous. I've used the purple one a few times in tutorials already, so I'll see if I can link those below, but Obviously the like champagne pink shimmer is more everyday appropriate and I use it more on the daily. I don't think these are super expensive. You get a bunch of product in here. It's probably gonna last you a really, really long time. I know it's messy, but if you're willing to look past that, these are gorgina. I could not do this video without this product right here, okay? I couldn't do it. This is the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions Eye Illusion Eyeshadow Duo in We Need Better Lighting. This is probably like the most expensive duo that I have ever purchased and one of the most expensive products that I'm going to talk about today. But listen, the moment these came out, I just knew. I got a silver and a gold. They have a lot of different colors, some more pinky colors, some more warm colors, but this one was the most versatile, I thought, because silver and gold are colors that for the most part everyone can pull off, and I'm obsessed with this. Very, very luxe reflective formula. If you're looking for something reflective without being too metallic or chunky, baby, this is it. It's unreal. It feels loose, but it isn't. It doesn't give you a ton of fallout. It just looks reflective and wet, and obviously depending on how much you use, you'll get more intensity or less intensity, but are you kidding me? It is gorgeous. I have zero regrets purchasing this. It was expensive, but it was worth it. I know they were like sold out for a while because everyone wanted a piece. So you can get your hands on one of them and you get your hands on colors that you think you're gonna wear all the time. So, so worth it. Like, beautiful formula. Very different from everything else. Like, it feels very powdery, but it's not fallouty. It kind of looks like a cream on your eyes. You could apply these as shadow toppers, but this is a one and done eyeshadow video, and these work perfectly as one and done eyeshadows. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Now, I just want to give an honorable mention. I know this is not like one and done eyeshadow territory, but honorable mention to the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette glitters. I mean, all these could be one and done eyeshadow, but this is a freaking palette. But the glitters, I just want to say I do use these a lot as like one and done eyeshadows. I'm wearing this shade today all over my eyes, and it looks gorgeous, and all I did was pat this on my eyes, you know? So these glitters are incredible if you already own a Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. Whichever of the two versions, they both have an incredible glitter formula that looks gorgeous as a one and done eyeshadow. These are very expensive, so I'm not saying go ahead and buy the entire palette. This is literally a one and done eyeshadow video, but I just wanted to say I do use these as one and done eyeshadows occasionally when I'm not reaching for any of the other ones that I talked about. But yeah, these are all the eyeshadows that I am really, really loving as one and done shadows as of February 2025. The list might change and evolve in the future, but this is everything I'm putting on my eyes recently. And this is what I think you should be putting on your eyes if you're looking for one and done eyeshadows that will make your life a lot easier than it already is. Thank you guys so, so much for hanging out with me and chatting. I hope this was helpful and educational. If you're on the hunt, as I said, for a new like easy one and done shadow, which one would you pick out of all of these? Let me know. And if you have any other one and done eyeshadow recommendations that I didn't talk about in this video, leave them down below. Let's chat. Let's learn about one and done eyeshadows. I really don't need any more, but for research purposes, I could be swayed. Anyways, thank you so, so much for watching. I love you, and I hope I get to see you right here for my next one. Bye. Mwah.